Yo, A-list hunters, welcome to the new world. You ever wonder which weapons use the slinger ammo the best? Well, neither does anyone else. But here's the top 5. And coming in at number 5 is 11% of the community's favorite weapon, the Greatsword. Before Iceborne, the Greatsword had an issue with missing basically every true charge slash unless the monster was down. Typically, you weren't able to perform the true charge slash unless the monster was down, because you'd miss. You could also get smacked in the face, a lot. Basically, the only way to play the Greatsword before was to slash, sheath it, and wait for the monster to come down. Not only can you attack a monster that you weakened and remove the resistances to the Greatsword, you can replace your shoulder tackle skip with a Slingerburst skip, which flinches the monster and gives you time to actually hit them with the true charge. The only downside to this, and one of the reasons why the Greatsword only ranks number 5, is it requires a Shaver Jewel to drop slinger ammo from a monster with the Greatsword, as with every heavy weapon. But it is definitely worth the Shaver Jewel slot. Next up, coming in at number 4, we have everyone's favorite elemental slicey dicers, the Dual Blades. Inherently, the dual blades suffer from an immobility issue while attacking. But outside of the blade dance, this becomes a non-issue as soon as Iceborne hits. Now, while in demon mode and standard attacking, you can fire a Slingerburst and vault to a side to either dodge the monster or get back into the fight. This, combined with Demon Flurry Rush, essentially lets you position yourself anywhere around the monster that you need to be, making it one of the prime weapons for monsters that move a lot, like Odogaron and Elatrion. The Dual Blade sports the highest DPS in the game of Monster Hunter, due to the way elemental damage works on how the math is calculated. The Dual Blades earn the number 4 slot, due to the maximum amount of maneuverability that the slinger ammo adds to the combos inside of their high damage actions. If you haven't given the Dual Blades a try, you should, for no other reason than to hop around like a bunny rabbit. Coming in third place is an unassuming weapon, the Pogo Sword, or the Insect Glaive, favored by 7% of the community. What makes the Insect Glaive so good with slinger ammo is the capability to feed your slinger ammo to your kinsect. The Insect Glaive is a weapon that typically needs between 15 and 30 seconds to set up for maximum usability inside of the fight. When Iceborne was released, it gave the Insect Glaive the capability to feed slinger ammo to the kinsect itself. This gives the kinsect one of 2 abilities depending on the slinger ammo type. The first type is Spirit. This doubles the kinsect's maximum stamina and also extends all extracts durations by 50%, including the triple buff. The next is Power. This increases all of the capabilities of the kinsect itself, except for the stamina. This also extends individual extracts duration by 50%, but not the triple buff itself. These capabilities indirectly increase the damage that your weapon can do, due to you not having to set up another charge. It typically halves the amount of setup time for the Insect Glaive in one fight. And in second place, the Boomstick. Favored by 3% of the community, the Gunlance had its shelling damage nearly double whenever slinger ammo was introduced. You can load your worm stake with slinger ammo, putting an explosive rod inside of the monster. This explosive rod explodes for extra damage whenever you hit it with a shelling or a wyvern blast or any other explosion. This nearly doubles the output on shelling itself, which made normal ammo the go-to shelling type in Iceborne. Gunlance shelling does the same amount of damage to the monster, regardless of resistances or weaknesses. This makes Gunlance one of the best Swiss Army knives in all of Monster Hunter. If you like blowing stuff up, try the Gunlance. Very difficult to use on some monsters because of their innate resistance to ammunition, both highly maneuverable and versatile, with all of the ammo types that it can use. And in first place, top pick is definitely The bow. Iceborne introduced a way to utilize slinger ammo in order to deal way more damage to the monster. This technique, called Thousand Dragons, added ways to deal anywhere between 500 to 1400 damage per 1,000 dragons when you max out your damage. It's equivalent to a well-built true charge slash on a greatsword. Although all ammo types dropped by monsters certainly work and are worth their weight in damage, the piercing is by far the most damaging of all the ammo types with 1,000 dragons. Once again, using a shaver jewel, you will get the most out of your gameplay. Being able to drop slinger ammo whilst weakening the part, all because of one level 3 gem slot, is unmatched in the world of Monster Hunter. The maneuverability of the bow combined with the damage of the 1,000 dragons earns the bow the #1 spot of all the Slingerburst attacks that can be done in Monster Hunter. However, I would like to give an honorable mention to the Longsword Slinger shot. While it does not necessarily increase the DPS, it does help out with positioning and making sure you land your most important attack, the Spirit Round Slash, which gives you the capability to do your Spirit Helm Breaker. The Longsword makes up 23% of the most loved weapons in Monster Hunting, allowing it to be at the #1 spot for most used weapons in all of the game. If you haven't been using the slinger ammo on your weapon, you should give it a try. Doesn't mean you have to use it, just try it out. In most things in Monster Hunter, you should give them a shot. Even trying out weapons that you don't normally use often makes you a better hunter. If you are interested in the other weapons' slinger shots, I'll do a brief explanation on each one. So the Sword and Shield, it allows you to slinger shot while unsheathed with the weapon. The Hammer, it allows you to shoot a Slingerburst whenever you're charging up the hammer. It does not consume the charge, and it lets you keep the charge of the hammer after you shoot the burst. The Hunting Horn doesn't really have one. The Lance, it allows you to guard while shooting a Slingerburst. The Switch Axe allows you to perform a leap back whenever you shoot the slinger shot. The Charge Blade allows you to shoot it after you've been struck after guarding. The light bowgun and heavy bowgun also struggle in this regard, and basically, they don't really have one. Remember, use everything you need at your disposal. You don't have to use everything, but there is many cases in which there is something specific to the case you're in. Try it out. Have a good one.